Hi guys, Johnny Vivento back again. How you doing everyone? Well, I'm on my roof garden right now here in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. We had all the trouble last week, as you saw. The cartels, they went and burned up a few buses, I think something like 20 buses, or maybe 40 buses, and about 200 cars. Did a lot of damage. I wasn't here, I was still in Colorado back then. I just thought I'd better tell you about it, as I didn't tell you yesterday about it, but these things happen, you know, and they killed the guy who was the head of the crime family here in Jalisco. They just wanted to show their teeth, which they did. Didn't kill anybody. The police and the military didn't get involved, but they didn't want the public getting killed in skirmishes, you know, so we got to put that out there. Shout out to Bohemian Nomad Carl. Okay, Carl Bohemian Nomad, great guy. You recognize I was back on, you know, doing my channel. Really happy with that. Sarasota Tim hasn't got in touch yet, but he will, I'm sure, in the near future. I don't even know if you subscribe to my channel. I have no idea. I'm doing so well. I think I have something like 120,000 subscribers. No, sorry, 120 subscribers. So, I'm doing okay. I would like to have more, and hopefully I can give you some good pointers here. And I'm back in Mexico. I'm really happy. I've only been back like 10 days. Everything's going good so far. I haven't done much. Just been cleaning up a lot of my place, you know, getting things done that I really thought about in the last year, you know, what I'm going to do. I didn't rent the place out to anybody. I just kept it, you know, as it is. But we're doing good. Myself and the wife, we're doing okay. Everything's fantastic. Things have changed, as I told you yesterday on the video, about residential temporary residency permits, which are now, it's really getting difficult. They're actually asking for like $4,000 per person per month, which is crazy. You know, Social Security I'm talking about, to stop a flooding of the coastal areas. I don't know why. Locals love Americans and Canadians. They really do, because they spend a lot of money and they're really happy to have them, you know. And governments change. You know, there's a new government in town. They're kind of nationalistic. It isn't going to really hurt Americans or anything. It's just that they're just making the stipulations higher, which they are. But there's ways of getting around it, and I've told everybody about it, how they can do it. There's a way of doing it. It's not difficult. Basically, it's not difficult. It's an easy process. You just have to really take my word for it. I mean, you know, do you trust anyone? Yeah, because I've done it myself. So I'm telling you the way it should be. It can be done. I know Americans, actually over here, I know a couple that do not have any residency at all. They've been here for years. It's actually a mother and her daughter. And they're probably, the daughter's in the 50s, the mother's probably in the late 70s, I would guess. But I've never ever had any residency. They just come here and they leave every 6 months. They go out to the United States, they come back, and they're happy doing that without getting any, they don't have to pay, you know, which is good. The residency's not cheap. It's about $1,000. I think for 2 years, I think, and after that, I think it's for the next 4 years, it's about $2,000, something like that. You know, I've been through it myself, so I know it's got more expensive. They're charging a lot more to own a property now. Each property you got to pay over $500 US per year just to keep the deed. So there's a lot of differences now in the last few years, you know, in Mexico. Things are not the same. But just keeping up really with inflation. I mean, in Colorado, you know, you register your car, it costs you $1,000 if it was a new car in certain areas. I'm telling you, I went through it. It's crazy. You know, if you live in the wrong neighborhood, which is or an affluent neighborhood, safe neighborhood, you got to pay. So that's the way it is here too. If you're an American, you want to come to Mexico, you want to have the weather, the life which we have, how lucky we are, you got to pay, basically. I live in an absolute gorgeous place. I mean, I'm going to show you. It's absolutely beautiful here. If you come down here, and as I look at it, I've worked my whole life for this. You know? Look how beautiful this is down here. We got the pool, flowers, palapa over there. How beautiful it is, you know. And this is not expensive. So I'm just telling you that anybody can do it. The reason I started this channel was that if a guy like me can do it, anybody can do it. I'm just a working person. I'm not a rich guy. I don't have a lot of money. I'm just a worker. I work. I've always worked. I kept my kids. I have 3 kids. Everyone's happy. Everyone's healthy. It's the main thing in life. And then you get to my age. I'm close to 70 years old, for God's sake. Anybody can do it. I don't make a lot of Social Security money. Yeah, I have a place to live, yeah, and I don't pay rent. But even if I did pay rent, it wouldn't be that much. You know, the average Social Security, you know. As I say, I always mention Sarasota Tim. I put his name on my title because I want to get people to see what I'm saying about him, let's say. And I like him. I think he does a great job. He's getting kind of monotonous, a lot of the stuff he does, but it's okay. People still like that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's like a comedian saying the same jokes. You're still going to laugh. If you see it at a different venue. Don Rickles used to tell the same jokes week in, week out at every single event. Was he funny? Yeah, he was funny. I heard some jokes of his 50 or 100 times. I still laugh at every single time I listen to it. You know, Sarasota Tim does the same thing because people want to see a normal person live and how he lives, and Sarasota Tim's quite normal. You know, average American person. You know, and he has his priorities straight. And he wants to live in Florida. Nice weather like this. Although, I got to tell you, it's a lot better here than in Florida. Okay, I'm just letting you know that. It's a lot safer is one thing. You might not think that's true, but it is. It absolutely is. And if it wasn't, I would tell you it wasn't. Okay? This isn't Colombia here. This is Mexico, and it's different. We had trouble, as I say, 2 weeks ago. You saw what happened? Went worldwide, media. It was all fake news, really, because nobody died. Not one person. And we had this thing, you know, I'm telling you, that same weekend in Denver, Colorado, and the surrounding areas, there was like 4 murders. Okay, 4 murders in that same period of time in Denver, Colorado. They're murders that we know of, okay, because a lot of murders are covered up, or we died of a heart attack. It was actually a murder. It happens all the time, but there was like 4 murders, blatant murders in Denver that weekend. That was 3 weekends ago, 3 Sundays ago. And there's a statistic for you, right? Well, anyway, we can do it. If you guys want to move here, it's not difficult. I keep telling you, just get a ticket, get a couple of suitcases. I'm going to give you the price rundown, okay? I want to give you a price rundown of what it cost me to come on this trip. I made a mistake, okay? I bought my ticket early. I thought it was because, you know, you're in season now. and I paid like $280 for a ticket to get from Denver to Puerto Vallarta. It's in season. Usually I can do it for less than $200, or if you get a quick getaway ticket, it's like $160. But I paid $280. It was stupid, really, but I did it, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know there was going to be a nightmare situation. On my plane, there was only 30 people out of a 270 person plane. 30 people. Okay, because of the trouble, people just, you know, they wasn't sure, and they canceled their vacations, but they shouldn't have, because when we got here, we saw remnants of it, but it was no trouble. It was expats walking around everywhere. They were absolutely everywhere, all over Puerto Vallarta. Well, anyway, you get to the airport. If you have 2 bags with Southwest, it's $60, $35 and $25. So first bag's $25, second bag's $35. And if you have an additional bag that has to be checked in, like a big 50-pound bag again, so 50 pounds, if you want another one 50 pounds, that one is $150. I had to pay it, and you have to pay it, that's what it is. It's worth it, right? $150, because stuff you're going to put in it weighing 50 pounds is stuff that you might have to buy here, and it will save you all that money if you think about it. So you get another bag, and you fly. Once you get into the airport in Mexico, they always have like trolleys by the baggage, which you do, and once you get out of the airport, then you have a person, because you're not going to be able to carry 3 bags unless there's 2 of you. Okay, so they will help you to your taxi or whatever, and you give them $5 or something, and that's enough. 100 pesos, $6, let's say, and you know, you're on your taxi to wherever you want to go. And I would recommend going to a cheaper, especially here in Puerto Vallarta, like a cheaper hotel, which there are many. $35 a night, $40 a night, or even a hostel. The hostels here are incredible. $15 to $20 a night. You get a hostel very close to downtown, and they're always clean. They're always well taken care of, with cameras in every corridor, every single outlet, and nothing ever happens. You never hear of one problem ever in a hostel. It's the same thing. You've got expats all over the place. Communal kitchens. You can go out and have right outside. You've got tacos outside every door. Like every hotel, there's usually taco stands or whatever for food. So you don't need that. Every room has TVs, and you've got your internet on your phone. You have your little bunk bed. And honestly, everything's cool. It really is. So you can do that, or you can get a place by yourself for like $35, $40 a night. If you go a little further out, might be a lot less than it, maybe 25. So anyway, getting that straightened out, that's what you do first of all before you start looking for somewhere to live. Okay, now in one day you're going to find somewhere to live. Okay, there are places around here for $500 US a month in local neighborhoods. You can find a really nice apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment, furnished, including everything probably but water, or probably but electric. So everything but electricity. Okay, $500 a month. The deposit usually is the first and last month. So you pay the first month's rent and you pay the last month's as a deposit. Usually that's how it goes. And so you gotta wait for $1,000. You have a little apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment. Transport is rife. If you can ride a bike, buy a bicycle. You know, for a couple of $100, buy a nice bicycle and ride around, like I do. I ride. I can have a car. I have a car. My wife is her car, but I use a bicycle. I ride my bike everywhere. I think I can show you my bike from here. The yellow one. That's my bike. It's in the bike rack. I have a nice bike. I ride it around every single day. Saves me a lot of money on Ubers, or a lot of time from my wife. Doesn't have a lot of time. My wife's a pretty busy lady, and I don't want to call her take me places. I can drive. I have a license in Jalisco, but I don't use it. I don't need a car. I'm okay riding my bike. But so you can do that, and you can live a quiet life. You have to do anything. You got your internet, you have TV, you have your cable, which is mainly, of course, in Spanish. But every internet you have Tubby. You have Tubby. You have what do you call it? Like all these cable internet channels, you know, which you have that. You have Hulu. Not Hulu, I'm sorry, not Hulu. You have Roku, sorry. Mostly everybody has Roku around here anyway. So you can get away with that, and food, of course, is quite inexpensive. As long as you keep out of Walmart, Costco, places like that. Honestly, crazy. It's actually, they're more expensive than the US. Keep out of them. I don't go there, I go to local stores. Buy a lot cheaper stuff, a lot cheaper. A lot of stuff already made up. I buy beans already cooked. I buy cheese, which is really good here. It's a lot cheaper locally than it would be in Walmart or Costco. And there's a lot of gourmet stuff as well. A lot of gourmet Mexican stuff, mole and stuff like that, you know. And you can buy meats street side. I mean, I do it not every day, but every couple of days I go and buy some meat. It's a lot cheaper here than it would be in those big stores. And you go, well, what's the regulations like? Well, Mexicans, you know, don't have any trouble, do they? You know, so you got to understand, you got to live like the locals. The locals can't afford to go into Costco and Walmart. Well, they do for certain things, but for certain things they don't. And a lot of them have been Americanized, and they go, wow, it's Walmart or Costco, yeah, we'll go in there. Well, I like those stores, it's just that, as I say, they're more expensive than the US. So I prefer to stick local. And you have to buy a lot of stuff either. Keep everything nice and fresh. Just keep minimal. That's what we do. We keep minimal, you know, and you don't eat so much either. You know, we used to going out spending a lot of money on shopping, bags and bags and bags and bags. And what do? It's at home, I'll have another. You start eating. Really, it's the way it is. Here, we kind of keep it to a minimum. And because we're not getting any younger, and we want to keep our health, you know. Anyway, they're the prices for accommodation. If you don't have a lot of money, if you're on low Social Security, as I say, you can get a place for $400 a month, $400 US a month. I'm telling you, you can. If you can, you get in touch with me because I'll get you one. They're all over because I see them advertised all non-stop here in Puerto Vallarta. You might not be near the beach. You might be even a couple of miles from the beach, like I am. You know. If you look over here, the beach is 2 miles over there. If you can see in the background, there's a big white building. Do you see it? There's a white building there. That is the beach is beyond that. This is probably about, I would say, half a mile beyond that building. You know, and on my bike, probably takes me 30 minutes to get there because the streets, we got cobbled streets, they're not easy to ride, so I got to take it nice and easy. I would say it's probably half an hour. I can be next to the beach on my bike. Take an Uber, takes you 10 minutes, you know, or by car. Or if you go by motorcycle, the same, you know. Actually, I can get it quick on a motorcycle and with an Uber. So anyway, I do have a motorcycle license. I don't have one. I might have to buy one. I'm not sure yet. But prices are still low. Okay, you can still do it. Okay, there's no controversy. Come for 6 months and see what you think, and get a lease for 6 months and just stay here and enjoy Mexico. And until tomorrow, I'm going to say goodbye. I might make another video a little later when I'm at home, but we'll see. Love all of you. Bye.